Alright guys, so today I'm going to go over the study guide for our multiplication and division unit 4 test. Let's just jump right in. So number 1 says a teacher ordered 21 cases of paper. There are 432 pieces of paper in each case. How many pieces of paper did the teacher order in all? So you can imagine by drawing, if you wanted to, 21 cases. I'm not going to draw all 21, but in each case there is 432 pieces of paper. Now, if that were the case, and you wanted to know how much paper there was in all, you would obviously want to multiply and not divide. Multiplication is going to give you a bigger number. So in order to find out how many individual pieces of paper this teacher ordered, you are going to have to multiply 432 times 21. Okay? And I will show you how to do that right now. So 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 4 is 4. Put our placeholder. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. Add them together. We get 2, 7, 6 plus 4 is 10. Carry our 1. So our answer is 9,072 pieces of paper. All right. Number 2, which is the closest estimate for 789 divided by 19? So whenever you're looking for an estimate, you need to estimate your two numbers first. So 789 would estimate to 800, and 19 would estimate to 20. Now, if you're dividing 800 by 20, that's a much easier pair of numbers to estimate or to divide. So I could just do it off to the side here. 800 divided by 20. 20 goes into 8 0 times. 20 goes into 80 4 times. 20 times 4 is 80. Subtract and we get 0. Make sure we bring down that 0. 20 goes into 0 0 times. And then 20 times 0 is 0. You don't really have to do that extra step. But our answer, is 40. So our answer is D. All right, number 3, write the numbers to match each multiplication problem with its product. So in this case, we are going to have to solve each one of these multiplication problems and then match them with the numbers up here. So I'm going to go through and do each multiplication problem for you on this separate piece of paper. So the first one we'll do is 54 times 87. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 5 is 35 plus 2 is 37. Put our placeholder. 8 times 4 is 32. Put our 2 down, carry our 3. 8 times 5 is 40 plus 3 is 43. Add these together. 8, 9, 6, 4. 4,698. So I'm going to check and make sure that I have that up here. I do. So that is my first answer. All right, second one, I'm going to go right down to this one. 84 times 57. 7 times 4, again, is 28. Carry our 2. 7 times 8 is 7 times 8 is 56. 56 plus 2 is 58. Put our placeholder. 5 times 4 is 20. Carry our 2. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 2 is 42. Add 8, 8, 7, 4. 4,788. I can see that that answer is right here. So I know that it is correct. Perfect. All right, next problem. 63 times 42. I'm going right to this one. 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. Put my placeholder. 4 times 3 is 12. Put my 2 down, carry my 1. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 1 is 25. 6, 2 plus 2 is 4, 5 plus 1 is 6, and bring down my 2. So now I have 2,646, and I can see that one is right here. All right, next one. 62 times 43, I'm going right here. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 6 is 18. Put my placeholder. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 6 is 24. Add. We get 6. 8 plus 8 is 16. Carry the 1. 4 plus 1 is 6. And then we just bring down our 2. 2,666. That answer is right here. So I know it's correct. All right, 2 left. So now we're going to go to 78 times 34. Okay. 4 times 8, 32. Carry up my 3. 4 times 7 is 28, plus 3 is 31. Put our placeholder. 3 times 8 is 24. Put down my 4 and carry my 2. 3 times 7 is 21, plus 2 is 23. Okay, 2 plus 0 is 2, 1 plus 4 is 5, 3 plus 3 is 6, and then bring down my 2. 2,652, that answer is right there. Okay, and now I'm going to do the work for the last one, even though there's only one answer left. Remember, in order to get full credit on your test, you have to show the work for all the problems. So you need to do the same thing on your study guide. Oops, it's 74 times 38. Okay, always make sure you copy your problems, right? Because if I would have not noticed that I had made that mistake, I would have ended up with the wrong answer, and then I would have had to go back and do the whole problem again. So just make sure you write your problems correctly. All right, 8 times 4, again, is 32. Put my 2 down, carry my 3. 8 times 7 is 56, plus 3 is 59. Placeholder. 3 times 4 is 12. Put my 2 down and carry my 1. 3 times 7 is 21, plus 1 is 22. Kind of squeeze these problems in. You should probably use a little bit more room than I did. So add these. 2 plus 0 is 2. 9 plus 2 is 11. Carry my 1. 5 plus 1 is 6. Plus 2 is 8. And then bring down my 2. So I get 2,812, which is the last answer. So now all of those problems are finished. All right. Number 4, what is the quotient? Quotient is the answer in division. So if we're looking for the quotient here, all we have to do is set up a division problem. So we are going to put 41 on the outside there and 1,679 on the inside. That's how our problem should be set up. All right, so 41 goes into 1 0 times. 41 goes into 16 0 times. 41 goes into 167. Well, it definitely goes into it, but I'm not sure how many times. So I'm going to go ahead on the side and just start with a number that I think is probably reasonable. I know 41 doubled is going to be in the 80s somewhere, so I'm actually going to try 4. So 41 times 4, just see where I end up. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. So I get 164, which does fit into 167. So 4 is actually the perfect number to go up on top there. So I'm going to put 41 times 4 is 164. Subtract. 7 minus 4 is 3. Now we're going to bring down our 9. 41 goes into 39 0 times. So a 0 goes up on top there. All right, so 41 times 0 is 0, subtract, and we get 39. So since there's no more numbers to bring down, and 41 cannot fit into 39, 39 is our remainder. And it looks like here, that means our answer is A, 40 remainder 39. Okay. All right, so for number 5, we are finding the product. That means we're multiplying. Product means the answer in multiplication. So let's go ahead and do these problems. I'm going to do them on another piece of paper so I have enough room. And I will start with the first one. So 564 times 68. 8 times 4 is 32. Put my 2 down, carry the 3. 8 times 6 is 48, plus 3 is 51. Carry my 5. 8 times 5 is 40, plus 5 is 45. Okay, so now I'm going to put my placeholder right underneath. 6 times 4 is 24. Put my 4 down and carry the 2. 6 times 6 is 36, plus 2 is 38. And then 6 times 5 is 30, plus 3 is 33. Add those all up. 2, 5, 8 plus 5 is 13. Carry my 1. This is 8. This is 3. Okay, and so our answer here is 38,352. Okay, now we have 432 times 23. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. Put our placeholder. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. And 2 times 4 is 8. Add these all up. 6, 9 plus 4 is 13. Carry the 1. This is 9, and then 8 plus 1 is 9. So this answer is 9,936. Remember, if I'm going too fast for you, you have the ability to pause me, rewind, and watch it as many times as you need to, or stop at certain steps and see maybe what you did wrong. So don't forget that you can do that if it seems like I'm going a little fast. All right, so for the last one, 812 times 32. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 8 is 16. Put our placeholder. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. And 3 times 8 is 24. Add them all up. 4, 6 plus 2 is 8. 3 plus 6 is 9. 4 plus 1 is 5, and 2. So now that answer is 25,984. Okay. Number 6, the answer to 565 divided by 21 is, okay, so I'm going to actually set this one up right over here. 565 divided by 21. 21 goes into 5 0 times. 21 goes into 56 2 times. 21 times 2 is 42. Subtract. 6 minus 2 is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. So now I have 14. Bring my 5 down. 21 goes into 145. I'm not sure how many times. I'm going to try off to the side here. Well, I know 21 times 10 would be 210, so it's got to be less than 10. I'm going to go ahead and try, I'm just going to try with 7 first, and I'll see if I need to lower it or raise it up a little bit. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. So that's 147, so it's a little bit too high. So I know that 6 is going to be the right number for me, but now I have to figure out what 21 times 6 is. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12, so I have 126. 21 times 6 is 126. Subtract. You can't do 5 minus 6, so I'm going to borrow. Now this becomes 15. 15 minus 6 is 9. 3 minus 2 is 1, and 1 minus 1 is 0. So I end up with 19. There's no other numbers to bring down, and 21 can't fit into 19, so I know that is my remainder. And then if I look at my answers, right here I have 26, remainder 19, so C is my answer for that one. So we always start with the 9 here. We start with this number that's in the bottom right-hand corner. So the 288 is what you get when you multiply 9 times 32. So I like to write it next to the number, 9 times 32. So this larger number is when you move over to the tens place and you multiply the same top number by this number now. So 32 times 80 is what you're multiplying together to get this bottom number, and then you eventually add them together to get the full answer. So in this case, our answer is going to be 32 times 80, so that is B. All right. So now we're going to look at number 8. Solve the problem, write your answer below. 65 times 29, so I'm just going to do that right off to the side here. 65 times 29. 9 times 5 is 45. Carry on my 4. 9 times 6 is 54. 54 plus 4 is 58. Put our placeholder. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry our 1. 2 times 6 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. Add these together. 5, 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. And 1. 1,885. Number 9, a dairy farmer is making up cartons of eggs. Draw lines to match each description with the number of cartons he can make. So we have all of these scenarios, and we have to figure out how many cartons each one equals. Okay, so I'm going to put equal sign, and I'm going to put the numbers here, and then I'm going to match them. You can do it however you want, but that's the way that I like to do it. So I am going to get an extra piece of paper to do my work on. So I'm going to start with 580 eggs divided by 10 cartons. So this one is kind of one you can do either in your head, or you can go ahead and write it out on paper. But I know that 580 divided by 10 is going to be 58, because 58 times 10 is 580. So 580 divided by 10 is going to be the opposite, because multiplication is the opposite of division, and it's going to be 58. So I don't even need to do any work for this one. I know that it's going to be 58 cartons. All right, so let's look at the next one. 564 divided by 12. 12 goes into 5 0 times. 12 goes into 56 4 times. 12 times 4 is 48. Subtract, and we're going to borrow from the 5. Make this a 16, and 16 minus 8 is 8. We're going to bring down our 4, and now we have 84. So how many times can 12 go into 84? Well, 12 times 5 is 60. 12 times 6 is 72, and 12 times 7 is 84. So our answer is 47. Okay, next one. 25 eggs in each carton and 1,300 eggs altogether. 25 goes into 1 0 times, 25 goes into 13 0 times, 25 goes into 130. Well, I know 25 4 times is 100, because whenever I see 25 I think of quarters. So I'm going to move this up a little bit. Whenever I see 25 I think of quarters. So I know 4 quarters is $1, and if I add one more, that's $1.25. So that would be 125. So I know that 25 goes into 130 5 times, and it will be 125. Subtract, and I get 5. Bring down my 0. 25 goes into 50 twice, and then 25 times 2 is 50. Subtract, and I end up with 0. So my answer is 52. Okay, and then last one here. 810 eggs divided into 18 cartons. 18 goes into 8 0 times. 18 goes into 81. Let's see. I'm not sure. I'm going to try off to the side here. 18 times 6 to start. 8 times 6 is 48. Carry my 4. 6 times 1 is 6. Plus 4 is 100. Okay. That's a little too big. So I'm going to try and go for 5. 8 times 5 is 40, carry my 4, 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 is 90. So that's still a little bit too big, but I know going down another 18 will definitely get me underneath 81, so I'm just going to go with 4, and then I'm going to figure out what that is. Again, off to the side. 8 times 4 is 32, carry my 3, 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. Okay, so now I have 72. Subtract. 81 minus 72, I'm going to have to borrow. 11 minus 2 is 9. 7 minus 7 is 0, so I end up with 9. I bring down that 0. And now I have 90. 81 goes into 90. Oh, I did the work over here already. And I know 18 goes into 90 5 times. So I'm going to put a 5 up here. 18 times 5 is 90. And I end up with no remainder. So this answer is 45. So now that I've done all that work, I can match up all my answers. So this one goes here, this one goes here, this one here, and this one here. All right, so that's that. Let's go on to number 10. Okay, so again, find the product. The product means the answer in multiplication. So I'm going to do this right here. 457 times 72. Okay, can you see that? There we go. 7 times 2 is 14. Carry my 1. 2 times 5 is 10. Plus 1 is 11. Carry my 1. 2 times 4 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. Now move on to the next number. Put my placeholder. 7 times 7 is 49. Put my 9 down and carry my 4. 7 times 5 is 35. Plus 4 is 39. Carry my 3. 7 times 4 is 28. Plus 3 is 31. Add them together. Here we have 4. 9 plus 1 is 10. Carry my 1. 9 and 9 is 18. Plus 1 is 19. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. And then bring down my 3. 32,904. And there's my answer, letter A. Okay, number 11. Kayla multiplied 48 times 35 as shown below. What part of the solution does 240 represent? So that's the part that we're looking for. Now again, think back to partial products. 40 is 5 times 8, right? 5 times 8, and then here we have 5 times 40. 30 times 8, and 30 times 40. And then you add them all up, you get your final answer. But here we're just looking for 240. So it is 30 times 8, and one way you could check that is just actually figure out, does 30 times 8 equals 240? 8 times 0 is 8, and 8 times 3 is 24, so it is 240. So 30 times 8 is our answer. All right, last one. Harry's mom is creating a photo album. She has 213 pages filled with photos. Each page has 12 photos. How many photos does she have in all? We're looking for a total. We do not have a total number. We are looking to figure out the total, so we know it's multiplication. It needs to be a big number, and you can even look at your answer choices. They're all very large numbers. So we can tell from the numbers that we have, 213 and 12, this has to be a multiplication problem. Okay, so we're going to multiply 213 pages times 12 photos on each page. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Placeholder, 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Now we add them up. 6, 5, 5, 2. So there are 2,556 photos altogether.